morning, everyone. Excellent, thank you. Good morning. First of all, I'd like to thank Jonathan for inviting BILD to be here. The conference is really timely. It comes about 6 weeks after the BILD International Research and Practice Conference that was held this year in Glasgow. And it's an opportunity for you all, as Jonathan has said, to listen, to learn, to share, to disseminate and reflect on positive behaviour support approaches. But first of all, what do we already know about good positive behaviour support? What does it look like? And what does it feel like? And what does it sound like? What even does it smell or taste like? And I've thought about those myself, so I've got some ideas. So just to get you in the mood and get you warmed up for the day, what I'd like you to do is to spend, I think, 2 minutes now maybe, just talking to the person next to you. It was going to be 3 minutes, but I think we'll shorten it down. 2 minutes. Talk to the people around you about those things. Just what is good positive behaviour support like? How do you know it when you see it, smell it, hear it, all of that kind of thing. So I'm going to time you starting now, okay? Thank you. I have to share something with you now because that is priceless. I do hope it's being filmed because when I said that I was going to do this, my daughter, who's a university student, said, "Oh God, Mum, don't do that. All they'll do is text." So the fact that nobody was texting, that was great. Thank you. Thank you so much. Who'd like to share what they were talking about? You weren't talking about PBS.
Thank you. Good positive behaviour support you do not see. It's just a naturally occurring thing. You just went to a home or place like that. You wouldn't know what's happening.
Anybody else? We're saying it's support that's very enabling rather than being done for. Anyone else?
Results in meaningful outcomes.
One more.
It really fits with occupational therapy and the training that we've had, and it's just something that's described as positive behaviour support, but has been very much a part of occupational therapy and the whole development of that profession.
Thank you very much. Thank you for taking part in the activity as well. I hope it's kind of warmed you up and got you, well, obviously did warm you up and got you thinking about the ideas that we're going to explore in further depth during the day. Okay. When he invited me to speak at the event, Jonathan asked me to give you an update on the Centre for the Advancement of Positive Behaviour Support. This was launched at the International Conference last year in Brighton, or the concept of this was launched. And over the year, our Chief Executive, Anne Chivers, has been talking with a variety of people and thinking about what the centre will look like. And we had another discussion at the conference in Glasgow this year as well about what it's going to be like. So things are firming up. The centre is developing, or the ideas about the centre is developing. I've got a couple of slides, and I guess that they're in your packs as well. It's going to be a virtual centre, not a physical centre. It's going to be a repository, I guess, for good practice, for information sharing, for good quality, high quality information, and to lead and develop and innovate around positive behaviour support. The centre is also going to contain international perspectives. Some of you may know that if you follow BILD tweets at all, that my colleagues at the moment are in Australia on a study tour around PBS. They get Australia, I get Basingstoke. I think I got the better option, really. So if I could just draw your attention to the next step at the bottom. The first meeting is going to take place on the 17th of September. If you're a BILD member, you'll get that information in the weekly update, and then it'll be on our website afterwards. I don't know too much about that meeting at the moment, but a pretty good idea it'll be in Birmingham. So if you just keep an eye on the website for information about that. Two final things to do. Jonathan asked me to talk about the BILD International Conference that took place in Glasgow. I won't do that here. I think time is limited now. But I've brought with me the graphic from the conference that was prepared over the 2.5 days of the conference. It was a really busy, exciting, and informative 2.5 days. And I know some people who were here today were there as well, and hopefully will support that. The graphic is with me, if it hasn't collapsed outside now, so please come along to the stand, the BILD stand in the pavilion, and have a look at that. And I'm happy to tell you about the conference. And I brought a selection of information about BILD and publications as well, so please feel free to come and have a look at those and talk to me about them. And finally, Jonathan's already mentioned the BILD, the award that BILD that he won, or that the PBS chat won. We presented the leadership awards at the conference in Glasgow, and the majority of the recipients were there to receive their awards. Sadly, the PBS chat people weren't, although the award was collected on their behalf by Hazel. But unfortunately, I had hoped to have with me today the trophy, and even as we speak, we should be presenting that trophy to Jonathan. And unfortunately, the trophy had to go back to the engravers because it wasn't right. The engravers are really poor, and we won't be using them again. So we don't have a trophy. Kind of imagine that a trophy. So maybe we could just recognise formally that the award was presented for to the founders of the PBS Facebook chat group for using social media to facilitate communication and discussion about PBS. So maybe we could just have a round of applause for Jonathan Beebe, Marion Waldridge and Joe Pyra. The award will be in the post. We'll turn up. Okay, thank you very much. I know you're going to have a really interesting and informative day. Thank you.